Good afternoon, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com. Got a few areas we're watching here today. We have a Tropical Depression 12 whiskey, or Fanapi, or Inde, as the Philippines are calling it. I'm sorry if I pronounced either of those wrong. That's why I usually just use the nomenclature. But I'm going to call it 12 whiskey right now. I'm basically moving to the west, almost stationary. It has a lot of buildup over the last 12 hours and has rapidly intensified right now at Typhoon strength, right around 70 knots with gusts up to 95 knots. Also watching is Bear Clinic Low, and just with the westerlies moving over Japan today, producing widespread precipitation, some isolated thunderstorms within that belt right there, moving over Honshu right now, and also throughout the rest of the Western Pacific. Though a big upper level low just south of the Westpac High, that's really disrupting some waves down here to the south. But we are watching those. But big news today, 12 whiskey here, so we're gonna drill right down in on this and talk about it a little more. So 12 whiskey, right now, right around 65 knots. That is per JMA. JTWC has a little less, right around 55 knots. But either way, are expecting this storm to intensify to a typhoon, and actually a moderately strong typhoon as it starts to track off to the west here. Yesterday, we were talking about this system possibly getting picked up by a trough right here. That looks like that's not going to be the case, actually. This trough's a little bit too weak and just a little too far north for this to get picked up. Behind it, though, basically a subtropical ridge going to build in right behind this, right over Okinawa, kind of sparing you guys, actually. And this system should just track along right to the west over Taiwan today. No gaps and GFS both have it moving just north of it, but I think this is going to gradually work its way down as we see this ridge start to build in. Now here's the current streamline slash vorticity analysis. We are expecting this high pressure right here, this anticyclonic area, to start to drift actually to the south a little as this subtropical ridge, that's what I'm talking about right here, this big area of ridging coming out of the Westpac High, should build in as well. I'm actually just kind of sparing you there in Kadena. This is going to push the storm to the west and eventually off to the northwest over mainland China here, actually just to the west of the Taiwan Strait, which we all know these guys right in here do not need any more precipitation because this will be about their fourth or fifth storm this year. Also, I want to take you through a couple of the multispectral imageries here, and showing IR here and a visible here. Now, we do see a lot more of the convection actually to the southern, eastern end semicircle of this storm, basically due to a less wind shear, greater outflow down here, and also that upper level trough still is showing its effects on this system, even though it is not picking up off to the northeast. It is still affecting it by about 20 to 30 knots of shear up in this area, which is actually pretty evident on this visible satellite imagery. You can kind of see everything getting sheared off right there. Also do want to note though, as we move farther down here into the microwave imagery, looks kind of like a weak eye possibly forming right in here, but without any convection to the northern end of this system, I wouldn't expect one to really to finally get formed out of it. But as that trough moves off to the northeast, actually, over the next 24 hours, would like to see some more convection actually forming up into this area right in here. So that's when you'll actually start to see an eye and possibly an eye wall and rapid intensification before making landfall over Taiwan. And here's the official warning from JTWC. We've all seen it basically moving driftly to the north here, right around a few knots, and then it's going to take off to the west as soon as that subtropical ridge starts to build in over Okinawa. Kadena, you still are in the picture here though. You still are in the semicircle. If the system does drift a little bit too far north, you end up getting hit by it, but we all know actually over in the past 24 hours a dramatic change in track with the system, so don't count it out just yet. Taipei though, definitely gonna have to watch this, definitely expecting some pretty intense precipitation, especially along its current track. I'd actually expect this track to drift a little bit farther north for my analysis, so Taipei definitely needs to watch this system. Hong Kong looks like they're actually pretty set farther south there. I don't expect this system to drift any farther south, even though they are still in the semicircle, so definitely need to watch it down there as well. That's all in 12 whiskey though. Definitely have to continue to watch that and stay safe there in Okinawa and Taiwan there. Also want to talk quickly about the Bear Clinic low moving over Japan right now. It looks like actually a yellow sea low developing out right in this area and moving off to the northeast. Over an entire Honshu here, a couple thunderstorms being reported within the cold front of this system. And after this moves past though, I do want to note high pressure will be building in behind it, and that's going to create a lot cooler temperatures throughout much of Japan here. So good news is from Kyushu all the way up through Honshu, even up in the Kaido. So actually, going to look right at the radar real quick here. And as already noted, showing that precipitation, some red areas right in here over central Honshu, and this is indicating thunderstorms. Actually, on LPADs, the lightning tracking areas out of here, you can see the couple flashes right in here. So especially right over though, right near the Central Alps, right in this region, definitely getting a lot of lightning out of that. As this moves off to the northeast, though, it's probably going to rain out most of it over the Japanese Alps. Still expecting a lot more precipitation, though, here in the Kanto Plain, basically in the form of light rain, light to steady rain. Nothing too severe out of it, though. That's all for today, though, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to WesternPacificWeather.com. May have another update this evening or tomorrow pertaining to 12 whiskey here. See how quickly the system develops over the next 24 hours. So have a good day, everybody.